Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys, and welcome back to another reaction with my brother Benjamin here. And today I'm going to react to a band that's been super requested on this channel, Ben.
Really?
I'm talking about there's been so many people that have been asking for this, and honestly, I have no idea what this band's about. I don't know what they represent. I don't know what genre.
Right.
Nothing about them. It's VOLA Head Mounted Sideways.
I think I speak English. I'm still trying to figure out what that title stands for.
Head Mounted Sideways.
Okay.
I guess we're going to see the music video.
Right.
Let's see it. It's like science fiction metal.
Kraftwerk. I was thinking Kraftwerk right away.
This is
Right?
different, right?
This is like synth metal post something.
Post, but yeah. You know, I really love the electronic part.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds really good.
Yeah.
It sounds really nicely woven into the
Yeah, and the
music.
guitar parts are also like very, very harsh. I like that.
And the music video so far, visually.
Let's get going.
Let's keep going. Let's keep
Let's keep.
I really like his voice.
Yeah.
I think he has a really nice voice.
Very interesting transition into this like melodic metal. I almost want to say Finnish influences, which Finnish metal, right, is known for these kind of like very beautiful melodies that they lay out. And then there is no dissonance between the electronic part and this part. It's so skillfully done.
Yeah, very smoothly. Yeah. I agree there 100%. And I thought of all these bands you were really addicted to, like in the 2000s, like Antimatter, Theater of Tragedy.
Yeah.
What was the other ones you really like?
Anathema. I'm a huge fan of Anathema.
I thought about all of those bands right off the bat, like Opeth, especially the later albums.
Opeth, yeah. What is happening video-wise? What do you think is happening in this song?
Well, it looks
Are
like
they androids?
It looks like they're androids or robots, and it's like the AI almost speaking, right?
It could be interpreted either AI. I don't know why. For some reason, I felt like they're digitized human souls. Maybe because it's a recent podcast that I listened to recently on the topic where they're trying to immortalize human souls. What if these are former humans and you see that they're somehow connected to these machines, to the computers? And what if they're trying to devoid humans of their souls and digitize them?
Digitize the souls.
Yeah.
Almost like what's that show we used to watch? The action show on Netflix.
The Westworld.
No, with the chips in the back of their head. If Altered Carbon.
Altered Carbon. Yes. Okay.
I think the opposite is happening. They're not trying to digitize those souls. I think they're putting an AI into a human body. I think it's the opposite.
So they're not just vessels; they're humans.
Almost, or
that are being brainwashed, or like,
or there another consciousness is being put into them.
Obviously, would have to look to lyrical content, guys. You could tell that we're not paying too much attention to what is being said. It's a little bit difficult.
Head mounted sideways. It does make sense, almost like that. You're being put somewhere that you don't
belong, or something is wrong with you. Right?
Yeah. So I guess the name also the kind of. I think there is a point to all the visual imagery. It's just we are detached from
and
the
it's
lyrics.
deliberately obscure. It doesn't try to feed you the answer right away.
Yeah, or be a little bit more abstract.
Yeah. So something is weird. I have to notice again. It's a very initial kind of like gut response. I understand what they're doing musically by changing the tempo and leading us into this very experimental part of the song. I don't come into listening new material with certain expectations. I don't have expectations. Just take me on a journey, take me where you're going, and I'll try to get to where the intent of the song is. I just felt like in this slower tempo part, I was waiting for something to happen, like something is a little bit missing. And when those screechy guitar, what do you call them, licks or whatever they're called?
I have no idea.
Sure, these like screechy guitar parts, that's when it started adding to the slow tempo. But I'm waiting for something to fire up earlier and make it a little bit more interesting. I just felt that just a tiny bit of void there.
For me, in general, though, I didn't feel that. I'm enjoying it throughout. But again, this is not... I have a full appreciation for what I'm listening to.
Absolutely, 100%.
But again, this is not like... This is definitely... I have to be in the right mood. This is definitely not my go-to.
Yeah.
It's just, for me personally, the way I would put it, it's not the reason I listen to heavy metal. Yeah. I have a particular sound in heavy metal. Why I tend to go to death metal or thrash metal is because I want this kind of oomph bang in my head. This is different. This is kind of, like I said, this experimental thing that wants to take you on a journey that you have to be in the right mindset for, which I'm not in there. Honestly speaking, I'm not in that mindset a lot to be listening
VOLA, you could tell, is the type of artist who are pushing the question of what is metal, obviously, or what is music, and in general, regardless how you personally feel about a song, I think this is very skillfully done. And
I do like the idea of taking two dancers to express kind of like this malware function, right? That they're showing a weird movement.
What's the most basic way you can demonstrate humanity? By the way that people move.
Blood has been spilled. I'm saying goodbye for now.
It sounds like a concept album.
Like Tool or Blackwater Park from Opeth.
Yeah. Very.
I liked it. I mean, it's like you said, it may not be something that you immediately jump on, like it could be your cup of tea, but it's, you understand the intention, you understand that it's very skilled, a lot of artistry when it is. I liked it.
And I think sometimes, we've talked about this on this channel before, the idea of some things click with you automatically, Some things you recognize there's something special, but it takes multiple times to chew over. And sometimes you just don't connect with it, or you connect with it 2 or 3, 5 years later.
Remember what happened first time we encountered Bolt Thrower, one of our favorite bands of all time? What was our first response?
Too simple.
Too simple. Like, who are these guys? Oh, no, they're not on par with what we listen to. And then we, full circle, like a couple of months back or a year back, was like, what the heck? How come we missed it?
And that simplicity, you start understanding the intention behind it almost. And you get in the groove of what the band was trying to do.
You tackle it from a completely different angle, and you say, like, okay, kind of remove yourself for a second from what you expected or wanted to hear. It's like Star Wars fans. Once again, I'm returning to this. Fans go into a movie, it's like, oh, you know, the sequels disappointed me, because you're coming with a whole baggage of requests and demands of what a movie needs to have in order for you to call it Star Wars or something else. Sometimes you have to remove yourself from it and say, well, see what the person is doing here. And then you can still analyze and say, well, I still don't like it. That's fair game.
Yeah. And it's important to do it with music.
It's important to have critical eye. Yeah.
What we sometimes can become a little bit, both of us can become a little bit elitist, saying, well, I've been listening to metal for this.
I know my metal.
It's important to take that step back and be like, whoa, this is not something I would have checked out, but this is interesting.
A huge nod for VOLA for challenging our perspective.
And guys, let us know if there's, first of all, other songs we should check out from VOLA, and just your overall impressions of the band, kind of your experience with them, I think would be very nice.
Yeah, and I'm also curious, I want to check out a couple of more of their videos, if I'm still going to get that digitized, computerized. Is that a theme for a band, or is just one song like that they did? Exactly. That's what I'm curious about.
Guys, make sure you enjoy the rest of your day. Please stay safe out there and keep it metal.